making headlines. The Parliament approves the nomination of former Finance Minister Munawwar for the MMA governor. The President of Singapore affirms his dedication to providing full support and assistance to the Maldives. And Japan provides approximately $1.02 million in grant aid to the Maldives for the JDS project.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdusattar. And now the news in detail. The Parliament approves the nomination of the former Minister of Finance Ahmad Munawwar for the governor position of the Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA).
The approval was given with the unanimous votes of 78 parliamentarians after Munawwar was interviewed by the Public Accounts Committee. Munawwar scored an average of 94.73 marks in the interview, hence gaining the approval of the committee, who saw him capable as serving as the MMA governor. President Dr. Mohammad Muizzu sent Ahmad Munawwar's name seeking parliamentary approval on July 22nd, following the dismissal of Ali Hashim, who served as the MMA governor. The decision was taken by the President with the recommendation of the Parliament. The President has the authority to remove the governor of the MMA based on the advice of Parliament according to the Constitution. Hashim was dismissed as the committee found that he had not been performing his duties effectively as governor, particularly at a time when the government was raising funds from the domestic market and required effective regulation. Hashim was appointed to the position of MMA governor on September 8, 2019. Following Hashim's dismissal from the post, President Dr. Muizzu recommended the name of Munawwar. He currently serves as the advisor to the Minister of Finance and had served MMA from 1999 to 2013 at various positions. He also served as the State Minister of Finance from 2014 to 2016 and as the Finance Minister from 2016 to 2018. In addition to Munawwar's remarkable experience, he also has vast knowledge in the financial sector. He studied Bachelor of Economics from the International Islamic University in Malaysia and graduated with honours. He then completed his Masters in Economics from Macquarie University in Australia. Speaking at the committee, Munawwar revealed his vision of strengthening the financial sector of the nation, ensuring it is the top in the field at a regional level during his tenure. He also disclosed his ambitious goal of increasing the productivity of the financial sector. He further stated that he will prioritize the needs of the state and will also submit his resignation if such a situation arises.
President of Singapore, Tharman Shanmugaratnam, affirms his dedication to providing full support and assistance to the Maldives. The assurance was made during a meeting held after a formal ceremony in which the High Commissioner of Singapore, Mohamed Louis, presented his letter of credence to the President. The ceremony took place at the Istana, the President's office of Singapore. During the meeting, High Commissioner Louis conveyed warm greetings and best wishes from the President Dr. Mohamed Muizzu to Singapore's President for his good health and happiness, as well as for peace, prosperity and happiness of the people of Singapore. Furthermore, the President congratulated High Commissioner Louis on his appointment and assured him of the full support and the cooperation of the Government of Singapore in discharging his responsibilities in his capacity as the High Commissioner of the Maldives to Singapore. He conveyed his gratitude to the people and Government of Singapore for their support to the Maldives as the two countries continue to strengthen the long-standing friendly relations between both countries. President Muizzu appointed Louis as the High Commissioner to Singapore on May 7th. Japan provides approximately $1.02 million in grant aid to the Maldives for the Japanese Project for Human Resource Development Scholarships, JDS. The agreement was signed by Minister of Foreign Affairs Musa Zamir and Ambassador of Japan to the Maldives Takechi Midori during a ceremony at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The exchange of notes was signed to offer 6 scholarships opportunities for 2024. The grant has enabled students to pursue master's degrees at Japan's leading universities since 2022. The scholarship program aims to develop highly skilled individuals who can significantly contribute to the nation's reconstruction and be involved in the creation and implementation of social and economic development policies in the future. Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development KFED grants a loan of $9.8 million to enhance and strengthen the healthcare system of the Maldives. The loan agreement under the Small Islands Hospital project was signed by the Minister of Finance, Dr. Mohammad Shafiq, and the Acting Director General of the KFAED, Walid Al-Bahar. The signing ceremony was attended by the Ministry of Health, Dr. Abdullah Halil, and high-profile dignitaries from Ministry of Finance and the Embassy of Kuwait in Colombo, Sri Lanka. The Small Islands Hospital project aims to deliver high-quality and advanced healthcare services across all atolls nationwide. The Finance Ministry expressed confidence that the project will decrease travel expenses for healthcare and ensure improved healthcare services for both residents and tourists. The Health Ministry outlined that the hospital development project will involve renovating hospital buildings and upgrading electro-technical works of the services provided by the hospital. It additionally includes providing furniture and informational posters, preparing bidding documents, recruiting engineers for maintenance, and establishing a dedicated unit for project implementation. The Maldives and the United States U.S. hold discussions aimed at enhancing the cybersecurity sector. The discussions were held between the Deputy Minister of Defense, Fatmat Misna Ali, and the Principal Deputy Assistant of the Bureau of Cyberspace and Digital Policy, CDP, Jennifer Bachus. The discussions were primarily focused on the development and enhancement of resources necessary to bolster the cyber defense capabilities of the Maldives. The discussions pertaining to the development of national policies and practices for future enhancement in the field of cyber security between both states. Furthermore, discussions were held on the involvement of women in cyber security, highlighting the necessity to create more opportunities for women in the sector. Minister of Homeland Security and Technology Ali Hassan calls for legal amendments to accelerate the trials of human trafficking cases.
Speaking at a ceremony to mark World Day Against Trafficking in Persons, Minister Hassan highlighted the injustice of delays in these trials, which he believes leave victims more vulnerable to exploitation. He stressed that the law must be amended to tackle the challenges in both prosecution and legal processes, ensuring that cases are expedited. He also noted the government's commitment to improving the speed and effectiveness of investigations and trials. Additionally, Minister Hassan described human trafficking as a grave injustice, equating it to modern slavery that strips individuals of their dignity and freedom. He also pointed out that statistics reveal 1 in 3 trafficking victims is a child, and that traffickers often abuse and exploit these young victims. Furthermore, Minister Hassan called for enhanced efforts to prevent human trafficking, outlining 4 key policies the government is implementing. He said that the policies include developing skilled personnel, raising community awareness, creating safe environments for victims, and establishing a crime reporting hotline. During the ceremony, a new hotline was launched for reporting trafficking crimes. World Day Against Trafficking in Persons is observed annually in July 30th, with this year's theme being Leave No Child Behind in the fight against human trafficking.
The Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology announces that local island councils now have access to online portal designed to tackle illegal immigration and data collection on foreigners from all islands in the country has officially begun.
Operation Kurangi is a nationwide initiative to gather data on illegal immigrants in the Maldives. The first phase was conducted in Himafushi and Mafushi in Kaf Atoll, and the second phase has now been expanded across the country, with Lam Atoll being the next area of focus. The ministry's team is currently working in the atoll. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Deputy Minister of Homeland Security and Technology, Ashraf Muhammad Ali, said that all local island councils have been granted access to the online portal, initiating the process of collecting biometrics of foreigners across the islands. He also highlighted that the issue of illegal foreigners is particularly prominent in Gan and Fonadu, in Lam Atoll, noting that it is more prevalent in densely populated areas. The ministry has provided fingerprint machines to the councils and developed a specialized application to facilitate the identification and regularization of foreigners. The application allows individuals to upload photos of suspected illegal foreigners, providing information about their identity, purpose of visit, and affiliated company. The government aims to resolve the issue of illegal foreigners within 3 years. Following data collection through the application, the ministry will begin the regularization process within 1 year, collaborating with the Maldives Police Service MPS and the Maldives Immigration to address the issue effectively.
Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif Umar announces that the construction of council buildings will proceed on a contractor finance basis. The decision was made as the Public Sector Investment Program PSIP does not allocate sufficient funds for building council facilities.
Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Sharif said that PSIP lacks sufficient funds, although the government plans to construct 55 council buildings. As such, he said that the projects cannot be carried out in the most appropriate manner. He therefore said that President Dr. Mohamed Muizu has decided to move forward with these projects on a contractor finance basis. He said that the goal is to identify the islands where land has been allocated, finalize the drawings for the council buildings, and commence practical work within the year. Additionally, Minister Adam Sharif said that the government has decided to rebuild the 50 most dilapidated council buildings. He noted that the Ministry of Construction and Infrastructure has prepared the designs and shared them with the government of China, with hopes to start construction within this year. He also said that the buildings will be prefabricated with the assistance from the Chinese government, and work on these 50 island councils will be carried out simultaneously. Furthermore, Minister Sharif highlighted that the new buildings will be spacious and designed to provide the necessary facilities for the operations of the council. The government also aims to construct 102 dilapidated island council buildings during this term.
Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works Adam Sharif Umar emphasizes the government's commitment to expanding the training programs offered by the local government authorities, LGS Training Institute across the nation. Maldives Institute of Local Governance, MILG, is the training institute established in February 2023 for the purpose of undertaking its capacity development mandate on behalf of LGA. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Sharif underscored the importance of electing competent councillors to achieve desired reforms. The minister noted that well-trained and disciplined councillors are crucial for delivering exceptional services. He underscored the importance of investing in only essential trainings of the current council members as their term comes to an end, outlined plans for nationwide orientation programs in management for future councillors. He also unveiled plans to bolster the institute with enhanced resources and facilities. Additionally, Minister Sharif indicated that the ministry will explore training opportunities for councillors in collaboration with the Ministry of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development. The minister mentioned that specialized courses in decentralization are being offered at the Islamic University of Maldives, IUM, and assured that future elected councillors will benefit from comprehensive skill development programs in management. The Minister of Climate Change, Environment and Energy is seeking potential investors to establish 10-megawatt solar PV systems in the lagoon of Addo City, with bidding opportunities open until October 29th.
The ministry stated that the efforts falls under the Accelerating Renewable Energy Integration and Sustainable Energy ARISE project in collaboration with the World Bank. The project aims to significantly increase the use of renewable energy, install battery storage systems for storing electricity from renewable sources, and modernize utility networks on the islands. Under the project, decisions have been made to establish 10-megawatt solar PV systems in the harbour of Marado and 2-megawatt solar power systems in the central harbour of Hurumidu. Additionally, an 8-megawatt solar PV system will be established in Hitherdu Port Limited as well. The ministry disclosed that the selected contractor will bear the capital expenses for establishing and maintaining the solar PV systems over a 20-year period. The contractor will be chosen through a competitive bidding process based on technical and financial capabilities as well as proposed electricity rates. The ministry anticipates that they'll be able to elect a contractor during the first quarter of 2025. It also stated that practical works for the project will commence during the last quarter of 2025, following the completion of necessary surveys which will be conducted in the area in which the power systems are to be established. Additionally, it revealed that the systems would start providing electricity in the second quarter of 2026. Noting the significance of the project, the ministry projects a reduction of approximately 4.43 million litres of diesel annually. The ministry stated that it will further reduce the state expenditure on imported fuel by $2 million per year.
Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal reveals the government's aim of positioning India among the top 3 tourist arrival countries by year-end.
Aiming to achieve the overarching objective, a roadshow is being held in India promoting the Maldives as a premier travel destination. The Welcome India Roadshow commenced in New Delhi and will continue in Mumbai on August 1st to conclude in Bangalore on August 3rd. The event aims to enhance the reputation of the Maldives as a top vacation spot for Indian travelers through activities across 3 major cities. The high-profile event will bring together leading industry stakeholders from both countries, providing a platform to nurture new partnerships, strengthen existing ties and showcase the unparalleled beauty and diversity of the country. The roadshow has seen participation from a total of 150 tourism-related organizations. Speaking to PSMNEWS, Minister Faisal expressed optimism about the growing influx of Indian tourists, attributing it to the government's ongoing efforts. The minister also revealed plans to host more activities in India advertised in the Maldives. He further disclosed that discussions were held with airlines from India the potential to increase the number of flights to the Maldives. During his visit to India to inaugurate the roadshow, Minister Faisal met with the Minister of Tourism of India, Shri Gajendra Singh. Discussions between the 2 ministers focused on enhancing the bilateral relations. India is a vital source market for the Maldives, with over 70,000 tourists from India visiting the Maldives last year.
Indian e-scooter maker Ola Electric says it aimed to raise $734 million in the country's biggest IPO this year, a deal set to lure major foreign investors and highlight growing confidence in India's financial markets.
LSEG data shows that a stock market boom has already led more than 150 Indian companies to raise nearly $5 billion through public listings in the country between January and July, nearly double the figure for the same period last year. The first IPO by an Indian electric vehicle maker will let investors bet on a clean energy push by Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, as well as firms from Tata Motors and TVS Motor to Hyundai Motor. SoftBank-backed Ola Electric has become the biggest player in a country where adoption of clean vehicles are still low but rising rapidly. It had 46% of the e-scooter market as of June 30th, despite slashing sales goals last year. Agarwal had plans to start selling an electric car in 2024, but they had been suspended to let the company focus on e-scooters and EV battery cells. It also plans a foray into electric bikes. Agarwal said Ola had a good product line up in place for e-motorbikes. Ola's aggressive push into e-scooters has already disrupted the market, forcing a pivot by incumbents such as TVS, Hero MotoCorp and Bajaj Auto. Its entry into the motorcycle segment, which makes up 2/3 of total two-wheelers sold in the country, will intensify competition. A term sheet for the IPO, which will run from August 1st to August 6th, puts a value of $4 billion on the company, which sold its first scooter in 2021. That valuation is about 25% lower than Ola's last funding round in September, led by Singapore's investment firm Temasek, which valued the EV maker at $5.4 billion. The lower figure stems from a correction in the valuation of global tech companies, as well as Ola's desire to attract participants to the stock offering, said sources who spoke on condition of anonymity. In the IPO, Ola will issue new shares to raise $657 million, while existing investors offload their stake of about $77 million to IPO investors, the term sheet showed. The loss-making company unveiled a price band of 72 rupees to 76 rupees, $0.86 to $0.9 in an advertisement in the Financial Express newspaper, with a discount of 7 rupees a share for some eligible employees. Agarwal and investors such as SoftBank and Matrix Partners will sell part of their stakes in the IPO.
Strong currents of muddy water were gushing through India's southern state of Kerala on June 30th, where landslide killed at least 44 people.
Landslides left dozens dead and hundreds more trapped in buildings in India. Footage shows the torrents of muddy water cascading down the hills near Meppedi in Kerala's Wayanad district on July 30th. Nearby hillsides had collapsed after midnight on Tuesday as heavy rain sent rivers of mud and water on homes of workers and villagers. Officials said that around 400 families have been isolated following the collapse of a bridge in the Chorul Mala area, where 3 significant landslides have plunged the entire region into a state of panic. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed his grief over the natural disaster. State Cabinet Minister M.B. Rajesh said the death toll had at that point been officially confirmed as 44, but he feared the impact of the landslides was much more than these numbers.
So far, 44 people have been died, officially confirmed. But we fear that the gravity of this tragedy is much more than these numbers. Rescue operations are being carried out on a war footing. Police, NDRF, Fire Force and various agencies are actively involved in rescue operations.
Rescue ops are currently underway to assist all those affected. Kerala CM Sri Vijayan had also assured all possible help from the centre in the wake of the prevailing situation there. Emergency services are reportedly struggling with rescue efforts due to ongoing heavy rainfall. Additionally, landslides have destroyed the main bridge in Chorul Mala, leaving many individuals trapped in the affected areas. Kerala's Chief Minister Vijayan said that all government agencies are fully engaged in the rescue operations. The Kerala State Disaster Management Authority, KSDMA, has confirmed that both the Fire Force and Natural Disaster Response Force teams have been deployed, with additional teams en route to assist in the efforts. The KSDMA said 2 teams from the Kannur Defence Security Corps have also been directed to Wayanad to provide support. It is the worst disaster there since 2018, when heavy floods killed almost 400 people. Hospitals in Kerala are filling up with people injured following landslides in the southern Indian state.
FIFA officially receives the bid books from the host for the 2030 and 2034 World Cups at an event in Paris on Monday.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino and the Secretary General Matthias Grafstrom received the books from the relevant nations.
Everyone at the FIFA Council and within the FIFA membership has understood and, more importantly, embraced the World Cup belongs to the world. Everyone has the right to play, if qualified, and everyone has the right to host, of course, as well, the World Cup. And that's why it's important to go in every part of the world, to embrace the entire world, and to bring people together. So here we are with a fundamental step in the bidding process, because obviously we have to go through a transparent and open and clear bidding process with the requirements which are decided by the FIFA Council, which you all know, and with the bid documentations, the bid books being handed over today. An important step, a fundamental step, because as of today, or formally in 2 days from today, that's a precise deadline, we will know exactly how the World Cups in 2030 and in 2034 will look like, how the world will be welcomed in 2030 and in 2034 in 4 different continents, in 7 different countries, and we will know what to expect for this incredible celebration.
The president of the Moroccan Football Association, Fawzi Lekja, the president of the Portuguese Football Federation, Fernando Gomez, and the general secretary of the Royal Spanish Football Association, Álvaro de Miguel Casanova, handed over the documents relating to the 2030 bid. The presidents of the Argentine, Paraguayan, and Uruguayan football associations, Claudio Tapia, Robert Harrison, and Ignacio Alonso, respectively, together with CONMEBOL President Alejandro Dominguez, submitted the documentation for what promises to be a showstopping centenary celebration that will form part of the 2030 edition. The bid book for the 2034 World Cup bid was handed over by the Saudi Arabia Minister of Sports, Prince Abdulaziz Al Balawi, the head of the SAFF's bidding unit. The deadline to submit the bid books is July 31st, at which point the bids will be published on FIFA.com. The bid books will now be assessed by FIFA, and should they meet the relevant requirements to host the World Cup, an extraordinary FIFA Congress will be held later this year, where the world's governing body will confirm the decision to award the 2030 World Cup to Uruguay, Paraguay, Argentina, Spain, Morocco, and Portugal, as well as the 2034 World Cup to Saudi Arabia.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.